Chad Ride. We back, baby. Hey, this episode 36, and this the hashtag iAMWHOiAM podcast. So me and Tommy was talking, and we came up with two 36s that is honorable to talk about on this one. I came up with Merton Hanks, man. The neck.
Chicken days.
Yeah, no doubt. And my man came up with Jerome Bettis. So this episode 36, man. This for them boys right there, man. The two best 36s that we could think of.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but this guy right here, man, I've seen him in the gym for probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, something like that, man. So we've known each other a long time. And it's cool because, big sports fans. So we both big sports fans. We both into the gym, the fitness lifestyle. We both family men, dads, fathers, husbands. Introduce yourself, cuz. Let me know who you are.
My name's Tommy Moss, and like Chad said, we've been working out together for 8 to 10 years. Just trying to live life and live it to our fullest.
Yes, sir. So it's crazy because you see people every day,
right?
And you don't really get to know them and understand who they are,
right? Yeah.
And everything. So, man, what do you do? What do you do for a living, man?
So I work in a manufacturing environment. I'm an operations manager, so I oversee the floor. I'm also the shipping and receiving manager. So make sure that all the product gets in the door and out the door, and we just make bellows for different applications for various products.
Oh, that's what's up. How long you been doing that?
So I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and before that I was a project manager at J-Tech in Vonore.
Oh, okay.
So I used to manage projects, line transfers, capacity issues that would come up, stuff like that.
Cool. So the corona thing hadn't affected you at all?
Hasn't affected me to this point.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what you been doing with all this extra time, or do you have extra time, or y'all working the same?
We working 40 hours a week, but working 410, so I have been getting Fridays off, so that's been nice. So I've just been spending more time with family. I'm a family man, so we've been staying in the house, doing things like that. Watched a lot of Netflix.
That's what's up. What you watching?
We watched Outer Banks. We watched all the Ozark.
That's what's up. Yeah. Have you seen that one? Man, it's a weird one. The Black where it's like sci-fi-ish.
No, I don't think we've watched that one yet.
Man.
We might check it out next time.
Check it out, man.
We got to start something up this weekend.
It's a weird one, man. It's crazy, man. They be all over the place on that one. So what do you think about all this quarantine stuff?
So, I've been doing some thinking about the quarantine and how that's affected people from day to day. And I guess my thoughts kind of shifted on since we are approaching the end of the stay safer at home, it's getting lifted.
Right.
How are people going to reacclimate themselves back into their communities, back into the gyms, back into the people that are out of work? How are they going to get back to work?
Yeah.
Back into restaurants, back into churches. Just getting back out in your communities. And I was thinking, man, there's like two different ways to approach that. It's just like, you can be all in, like I'm coming in hot, go right back to the way things were before. Or then you could take the approach of, taking some baby steps and just kind of feeling it out. Step outside your comfort zone just a little bit more each day.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the quarantine, have you noticed any differences? Like, how are you feeling? Are you getting antsy about coming out back into the world, like going back out to eat or going out? Doing I know the gym. We both antsy about the gym.
Yeah, I got to get back to the gym.
Yeah. But it's excusing that situation. Have you noticed anything?
So, like I said, I kind of see this from two different worlds. You could come in hot. Mm-hmm. You could take baby steps. I'm kind of the guy. I want to tackle the problem head on. So I'm going to go back in hot.
Yeah.
That's the way I think it's probably just going to be best. Both my wife and I have been working this whole time.
Yeah.
So we've been out there.
So nothing really changed.
So not really changed except from we haven't been able to go to church. We haven't been able to go to the gym. And we haven't been able to go out and eat. Things like that. But I think once everything opens back up, we'll just jump right back in.
Gotcha. So you think jumping right back in means so we see each other, we still give the pound, shake the hands.
Yeah.
Nothing changes there. Same.
Not for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think I'm with you on that because me personally, the only thing that's really changed for me and my wife both, we still been working, but we've been working from home. Right. So, and then my kids been here every day, all day, which is is different because we got to kind of get them started studying, and which is weird.
That is hard. We struggle with that too.
Yeah, because I was lazy the first week and I would sleep till like 8 and I got to start work at 8. Well, 7:55. But I would get up, brush my teeth, and then get right on the computer, get to work. But then the second week I was like, man, I got to get my kids started with this studying. So we get up a little early, get them started, get them going, get them reading and everything, and that's been tough because now it's my job to make sure that they finish the work or they actually do the work, which is weird. So that part, I don't know when everything opens back up how that's going to change.
Yeah, I don't either. It's going to be weird, and I don't. They're not going back to school,
right?
So they're not going to go back to school till August. So it's going to be, how are they going to reacclimate back into everything? Because you're talking about a super long spring break. They go on spring break and they never came back. Yeah. So it's going to be really weird for the kids, and it'll be a struggle for them. Right. It's going to be really hard on not only kids but parents when school starts back up.
Yeah, because like my middle daughter, she's not even going to go back to the school she left.
Exactly.
She's going to a whole new school.
Yes, our daughter is too.
Yeah, straight from the couch.
She's going from the intermediate school to the high school.
Yeah. So that's kind of scary, for a kid. You know what I mean? So. But no, I feel you, man. I'm with you, but I'm gonna hit it head on when it opens back up. I mean, I'm one of those, man. I'm kind of a realist, man. I do what I can to protect me and my family.
Right.
Continue to wash my hands, follow protocol. But as far as human interaction, I feel like the people that I encounter on a day-to-day basis have common sense. If they sick,
you're right. There's going to be a lot more increase towards stuff. More people like more hand sanitizer. More people washing their hands. More people being more observant of what could happen.
Right.
So I think us as people will learn from the mistakes that have made over the last several months and kind of learn from that. And I think we'll keep some of those practices.
Yeah.
I know I will.
Yeah. No doubt. So, how do you feel like? See me, I got mixed feelings on this. So, I've heard a lot. It came from here, started there, it started this. Do you think this is a man-made type of pandemic? Do you think it's just a virus that kind of just spread?
I do. Based upon everything the research that I've done on it, what I can figure out is that it kind of started in November in China at one of their wet markets.
Yeah.
Just through improper food care, or even some of the strange foods that they eat over there. It was through an animal called a pangolin. And I had never even heard of that, but it's a weird, small-looking animal. It looks like if you picture an anteater, it's really small like that, and they eat the scales.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that, and I just think it just spread. It's just a virus. I personally don't think it was man-made. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no. I'm just curious. Yeah. No, I to be honest, I don't even know what I think on it, man. I just know viruses are easily spread.
Yes. Yeah.
All viruses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. So how do you think we come back from it as men though? Like so right now you're probably accessible 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And when you go back to work, that may change. Things may get busier, may not get busier. I mean, I know work hasn't really changed as far as stopped, but when we go back to work, man, it's going to be gung ho. Everybody's going to be chasing the dollar.
I think so.
Yeah, so how are we going to stay focused on, because I know right now I'm really focused on being a great parent, being a great dad, being here for my kids.
Right.
But once work starts back, man, I got to get back on the hustle, man. I got to get back grinding, whether it's the gym, being, the actual job life. So yeah, I think for me, I think you just got to kind of, define yourself. Know who you want to be and what you want to do as a person when you go back. I'm not just talking about, we're talking about being fathers here. Let's talk about the mothers, brothers, sisters, everybody involved here. You know yourself and know who you are and understand what you want to do. If you want to be a good father, if you want to be a godly man, if you want to work out, if you want to lose some weight, and if you want to be successful in your career, how do you do that? And my first thing that I come to mind when I'm doing this is you want to write it down, man. Because if you can read it, you can run with it. Gotcha.
So if you write down your goals and you read them on a daily basis or every other day at least, and you just stay fresh in your mind. Hey, man, I want to be a successful father. How do I do that? And then you implement some small steps. Just
gotcha.
Like, you know, I want to spend some extra time with my daughter today.
Wow.
I want to go fishing with my son today. You know, something small like that.
So okay, so that's cool, because so now we have all this time to do all those things.
Right.
So when we go back, now we gotta really prioritize to still make the same things happen.
Right. Yeah, you do. It's going to be harder with less time.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So, you know, it's just, I think if you write it down and you focus on the goals, you know, like me and you, we're at the gym in the mornings, 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Before everybody wake up.
Right. We're there. We get a workout in before most people even wake up. And then we go and do our job.
Yeah.
So we make that a priority. Now, maybe the first thing we do when we get home from work is the first 30 or 40 minutes we spend it with our kids, help them do their schoolwork, help them, you know, jump on a trampoline, go for a walk, take the dogs around the subdivision, something like that. I think maybe that'll help us be that way. But I think for me and some of the stuff that I've lost over the last year or so is not so much as trying to be successful in my career or maybe being a good dad. Yeah. I think sometimes I lose focus on how to be the best husband I can be. Wow. And I think that's hard, because I don't want that to happen. Because I like to be successful in everything I do. Yeah, no doubt. If I play checkers, I want to win.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I mean, I want to be, you know, a good dad, a good husband. So, you know, I've looked at this and I've thought about it. For me to be a successful person, in my mind, I've got 5 things that I want to do. I want to be a godly man. Okay. I want to put God first, and I want to put God first in my family, and I want to live that way. I want to go to church. And my wife and I, we've talked about this over the last, you know, since the quarantine. Yeah. So we want to go to church, and we want to be more active in it. You know, like not just go, but you know, do things with our kids, go on youth trips, and you know, get involved in the youth programs, because our kids are small and they can grow up in it. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, I want to put God first. And if it wasn't for trying to put God first, this one would be number 1. I want to be the best husband that I could be. Okay. So I kind of dropped the ball. You and I, we talked about. Mean? Well, we've talked about, you know, Randy Moss is the best receiver.
Yeah, no doubt, hands down.
Yeah. But if he had a little better work ethic, he would
have been hands down for everyone.
Right. So I got you. I think if I work at being a better husband, as far as maybe, you know, just the simple stuff like opening the car door when we go out. Yeah. Or you know, getting flowers, you know, once or twice a month, something like that. You know, just making effort. a little more effort, just like we talked about with Moss. You know, how could you went from being where you were already one of the greatest to being the greatest? Yeah, just a little extra effort. Wow. And then the third thing, you know, I just want to be a good father and continue to do that for my kids. You know, spend extra time. Maybe, you know, like I said, I've coached all my kids in various sports.
So you coach too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so I've coached basketball at the Dotson Memorial Church and the
nice.
The rec program that they have down there.
Oh, nice.
And then I want to be, you know, I want to have a good career. That's the fourth thing. I want to focus on my career path. So I was working for 21 years at JTech, and then I made a decision. It was difficult for me because it was all I'd known since I started when I was 19. So I changed, and it was like, man, I was scared to change. So I made that change, and it's been a good change for me because I've managed to continue working. I've managed to increase my pay, increase my benefits, and also I'm working 4/10, so I have an extra day home now with my kids to be a better husband, to be a better dad.
So talk to me about that, man, because I know a lot of times people are scared to change, especially as we get older. If you've been doing something 19 years, and then to just, you know, put it all on this change, like, hey, man, I know I've been with y'all 19 years. I've solidified my role, my position, but there's opportunity over here. Now, it's unknown, but I'm still going to attack it. Yep. Talk to me about that. How did you do that, man? How did you get the courage to even...
I don't know. I know that my goal when my wife and I had our little girl,
How many kids you got?
We got 5. She has 2 and I have 2, and then we have a 3.5-year-old little girl.
Okay, cool.
So when we had the little girl, the decision that I made was I was like, I want my wife to be a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, I can dig that.
I was trying to find a way to make more money. And so in doing that, it was like, I feel like I have maxed out my abilities where I'm at in the position that I was in at JTech. So I decided to go out and start looking for another job. Wow. So I did that, and then I've stepped in and I've learned the business, and I've actually kind of grown a little bit inside the business that I'm in now. Yeah. Being actually groomed under the operations manager to be, the next in line, which is really good and really rewarding. It feels good, to get the recognition. So it was scary, but, it's like just because everybody's walking this way, it don't mean it's the right way.
No doubt.
Sometimes you got to go on your own path and to get to where you want to be. And that's what I'm talking about, being successful. You gotta have a little drive. You got to have a why. Why do you want to do it? My why was I wanted my wife to be home with our little girl. I want my wife and my little girl to be best friends for life.
Man, that's deep.
So that's, that was my why for making that change. And I think you got to have a why that you can run through walls with, man.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Yeah, it was hard. The first 6 months I was at that job, I did not like it. I struggled. I was like, man, I made the wrong decision. And I was just like, I'm going to start looking again. But then I didn't. I kept pounding, kept going to work, kept learning, and I feel really good about where I am now. I feel like I made the right decision looking back on it 2 years later.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that.
Wow. So you never doubted it. You just went with it. As far as to start it.
Oh, to start.
I'm talking about the start because that's
the scary part.
That's
the first jump. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because I get when you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
You either gotta go big or go home, but they say,
We talked about it, the offer was made to me and we talked about it and I was like, I think I'm gonna do it. I think it feels right. It just felt right. Yeah.
So it's feelings.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can dig that, man. That's deep, man, because I know with me, man, I kind of dealt with the same thing, man. I worked with a company 10 years, and I was at a point, man, I was like, man, I'm missing all my kids' games and practices and just everything. I was missing everything, man, and I didn't feel like I was going to ever move any higher than I was where I was.
That's exactly what I felt like.
And I was like, so I'm finna miss my kids' childhood for nothing.
Yep.
So I was like, man, let me take this risk and see what happens. I was just like you, like, man, I'm not sure I can do this or I'll be good at it or whatever the case may be. But I was like, you know what? We're going to do it. And now, man, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I struggle still.
Yeah.
And I'm about in my second year, and it's like, man, I struggle. But at the end of the day, every game, I'm at my kids' game.
Right. That's
every
important.
practice.
Yeah,
I'm at their practice. They do different sports, so I'm not at every one of their practices.
Right.
But I'm visible. I'm there. They see me.
How do we, as a community, we come out of this quarantine, if you will? How do you keep those same focuses on?
Yeah.
Can you be at the practices? Can you be there? Can you continue to work?
Can you continue spending like just an hour just on the video game, watching them play it or whatever?
So, I mean, it's just one of those things where I think, I've thought a lot about the word quarantine.
Yeah, talk to me.
So the word quarantine is something that's just kind of came, it's always been around, right?
Right.
But this year it's just been really magnified.
Yeah.
And so I was, wanting to take it and kind of put a different spin on it.
Okay.
So after this is all said and done and we get back to the gym, back to our jobs, and back to the kids going to school and people going to churches, if you want to truly be focused on those 5 things that I just talked about, let me just repeat them real quick. I want to be a godly man, a good father. A godly man, a good husband, a good father. I want to be career driven, and the one I didn't get to is, I want to continue to develop my friendships.
Oh, yeah.
So that's important to me. As you get older, in high school, you got all kinds of friends, right?
Everybody got friends. If you the coolest, you got every friend.
Right. All my kids is like, look how many likes I got on stuff. But, when you get older, you want to develop a good core friends. You want to grow that bond with those people. So, I was thinking, how do you continue to focus on those 5 things?
Right.
And the word quarantine just keeps getting thrown around.
Yeah.
So my thought was, coming out of this, you grab those 5 things and you focus on them. Whatever those 5 things might be to somebody else, it may be different for somebody else. Maybe somebody's not a father. That don't mean they can't be a father later, but they're not. Their goal is not going to be a good father right then.
Gotcha.
So my thought is to quarantine yourself after this is over. To quarantine yourself from the haters, the naysayers, the doubters, and you just focus on what you want to do.
Yeah.
And don't let all that stuff in. You quarantine all the hate. Like we said, haters are going to hate.
Yeah, they're going to hate. Yeah, they got to.
So just quarantine yourself from it.
Yeah,
don't listen to the hate. Don't let it bring you down.
Yeah.
Stay focused on what you want to do.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, man, because that's how I've treated this whole quarantine, man, is I've treated it like, you know what, man, this is a great time for me to do what I want to do and to see if it works.
Right.
So forget what you think of it. This is what I've done. This is what I'm doing. Present it to you. Either you like it or you don't. If you don't like it,
right,
scroll. It's easy now. You don't even have to click nothing. You just
scroll on. Yeah, you just keep moving. Yeah.
Just keep going.
That's
so,
right.
so yeah, you so right, man. I totally agree, 100%, man. Because especially when it starts back, because you got to think, man, when it starts back, like the whole world situation and the quarantine is over.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough on your mind because, especially for somebody like me that's working from home every day, or people that aren't working right now in their same traditional life, you're going to have to actually get up and leave your home.
Yeah.
And I know you want to leave your home right now because you're stuck there supposedly. But when you have to be somewhere at a certain time, that's going to create anxiety and create frustration in your day-to-day pattern.
Right.
And guess what's going to be the first thing to get sacrificed?
It's those goals.
Every one of them.
You're going to lose focus.
Every one of them.
And that's why I'm saying you have to develop that why.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be successful? Come up with those things, write them down.
Wow.
If you read it, you can run with it.
Wow, that's deep, man. I'm going to write mine down. I don't know about y'all out there. I'm going to write mine down as soon as we done, man. Because I'm bad about I don't write them down, but I think on them.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
I just think on them.
That's
man,
what I do,
this is what
too.
we're going to do. I'm plotting all the time. And even in the gym, if you see me, I'm like, all right, I did this last time. I felt this way, but I need to try this.
Try something different.
Yeah. But
Get
I still need to incorporate that though,
Yeah.
because I know that works. But then how can I capitalize? So yeah, man, it's
I agree. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. So man, the draft was last night, man. And we both Randy Moss fans.
Absolutely. Best
So
football player I've ever seen.
So the question to me would be, the question for you from me would be, so as I'm watching the draft, man, I don't think Burrow's nowhere near the number one pick in the draft. You'd have had a better chance with Johnny Manziel, I think, at number one versus Burrow.
Right.
In my opinion. I think he was in a great system. I think he was in a perfect place at the right. He's the right guy for the job at that time.
Right. You do understand that LSU had 5 players drafted in the first round.
I do.
So, I mean, it tells you how good the team was.
The team was ready.
So, I mean, they had 5 players.
I mess around, could have came out of retirement and been the number one pick in the draft based off that. You know, and I ain't taking nothing from him. I know he has strong arm, vision, whatever. 50-50 balls is what was good at.
Right.
But at LSU, there was 85-15 balls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they had
but
the athletes.
Yeah, but at 50-50 balls is what he was doing.
Right.
So, greatest draft snubs of all time.
Snubs of all time.
Snubs. So,
Tom Brady.
The greatest one of all time.
But Tom Brady is going to take the top.
Because he was the last pick.
No, he was in the 6th round.
6th round?
Not the 7th. Yeah,
Not the 7th.
You've seen what he's done. I mean, he's won, 6 rings now? He's played in 2 more.
So let me think about his college resume. So he only started 1 year or half a season?
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
how
I don't
many
remember
he
either.
Wasn't very good.
No.
And if you look at his combine tape, he was very, average. He wasn't. He was pedestrian.
Wow.
He didn't look like a college athlete. You see Chase Young last night?
Yeah.
The man looks like he could run through walls.
Oh,
he would have been my first pick last
the
night.
Bengals crazy for passing on him.
But, I mean, Brady didn't look like that, so nobody knew. So he fell in the draft real far.
Wow.
All the way to the 6th round. So.
Wow. So top 5. So you got Brady at 1.
And then Randy Moss. I know Randy Moss went in the 1st round. And he was 21st.
Yeah.
He was the 2nd receiver picked, which is stupid to start
Do you
with.
know who the first one was?
Kevin Dyson.
Do you know just off length alone, Tennessee would have won that Super Bowl?
With Randy Moss.
Just off length alone.
That's true. That's a good point. They would have won that Super Bowl with that one.
They beat Super Bowl champs.
That's true.
Just
That's
off
a good
length.
point. I never really thought about that.
Just off length. Forget what he did as a rookie.
Right.
His stat line.
Yeah.
His stat line in place of Dyson. Because think about it this way. That year they went to the Super Bowl. Who was the quarterback? Was it Brad Johnson still in Minnesota?
McNair. Oh, they didn't make it to Super Bowl. They made it to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, so it was
Cunningham.
It was Cunningham then.
Yeah.
So Cunningham and McNair are the same style quarterback.
True.
Cannons.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. So anything past the top 5 pick for Randy Moss is a snub to me.
Woo.
I mean, the guy was a freak athlete. He's the best player I've ever seen play football, and I've watched a lot of football.
Yeah.
Man. So I think he's the best ever.
Wow. Who you got at 3?
Antonio Brown, he didn't go till the 6th round.
Yeah, he came from what? Central Michigan? Was it Central Michigan?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one. But I didn't see him though at Central Michigan either. I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was way down there.
Yeah.
And then I tell you what, man. Here's one that's really unique. That Bart Starr, he won the first 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He wasn't, and I didn't even know they had this many rounds. He wasn't drafted until the 17th round. And he won the first 2 Super Bowls. So I mean, and people still talk about him today. So there's another one you could put up there.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's 5. That's 4.
Yeah,
that's
4 or 5. That's close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, that's deep, man. That's deep. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man, on Tom Brady, man, because just off what you've been saying this whole time, man, he wasn't gonna settle for being average. So what do you think about that, man? Because Tom Brady, average guy.
Yep.
Just average build, average man.
Nothing special about it.
Nothing special.
Right.
But he wasn't happy with that.
Nope.
So back to this whole quarantine thing, man. A lot of people are getting comfortable being comfortable.
Right.
So how are we gonna get out of being just regular Americans?
See, that's funny that you say that, because sometimes I think we as Americans, we're okay with being average. And honestly, maybe the COVID-19 is not the true virus. Or the true. I mean,
Wow.
maybe it's being average. Maybe being average is a true virus here in America today. Everybody's okay with being average. I'm not. I don't want to be average.
No.
I want to be successful.
Right.
I had a good job right out of high school. I had insurance. I had benefits as far as 401k. I had good pay. I had a regular steady job. But everybody had that job. I didn't want that anymore. I made a decision to go back to school and get my degree and continue to work that way.
Oh,
it wasn't easy.
Where'd you go to school and get a degree in?
I got a degree in business management.
Oh, nice.
So I was working a full-time job and going to school.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy, man. It took me 8 years to get a 4-year degree. So that's how long it took. It was all the extra work that you had to put in it. So
yeah.
I think average is a true plague, and how do you overcome that? You got to surround this is going to sound kind of crazy, but if you surround yourself with people who are sick and hungry, and what do I mean by that? People who are sick of being average and hungry enough to do something about it.
Yeah.
So I think average is a true plague, and if we don't try to, better ourselves on a daily basis on those goals that we had talked about, then you're always going to be average.
And it's crazy too, because a lot of people, man, myself included, man, it's just like this big virus hits. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Did you prepare for it, and not particular virus, but did you prepare yourself for hard times, hardships?
Right.
Like a lot of people don't even think for tomorrow, like today,
it's scary times.
and then tomorrow is gonna be good, But like no one's thinking about 6 months from now.
I know.
A year from now?
It's hard to.
Everybody talking about next week, everything opening back up.
Yep.
But next week? Like, what about September?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what about...
when football starts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's wait on that. Like, do we really want to come back in the house when football season is coming? So it's crazy, man, that average... And speaking on Tom Brady, man, it's crazy he came up, because it's like, man, average is so average.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing to better yourself? What are you doing to be the greatest of all time?
Yeah.
At being you, though.
Yeah, his goals was to be the greatest of all time quarterback. Okay, right. So he succeeded in that, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan.
It's debatable.
I can watch him play because, he's good at what he does.
Yeah. And
this is going to be a really fun season to watch. What can he do outside of that system up in New England?
What do you think?
You think he's going to win Super Bowl? My son called me yesterday, said, I've got the lock for the Bucs to win the Super Bowl. Because he's went and got his buddy Gronk down there now. So
you got Gronk. You got the other tight end that they already had.
Yeah, O.J. Howard. Right.
And then you got I can't never think of his name.
Evans and
Godwin.
Yep.
And
he's got players to make catches and make plays once they get the ball.
Wow. Right. And then you drafted a lineman.
Yeah, he's got his protection now. The dude literally jumped out of a swimming pool on TV last night. Yeah.
So I mean, you put your ducks in a row. I know that sounds so corny, but
what?
It's ducks in a row to set yourself up for success.
What makes Tom Brady better than average as we keep referring to that, is his mindset.
Yeah.
His mindset. He doesn't want to be average.
No.
And he's like, he wants to prove it to himself. He's already did. We talked about how was it scary for me to move jobs, and you said you had felt like you had done everything you could do in your position, and I said that too.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady's done everything he can do in New England. He's won 6 Super Bowls, so he wants to prove it to himself that it's not just
the system.
Belichick and the system. He wants to see, I can go do this on my own somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let me show everybody.
Yeah, that I'm not just a member. I was a key.
Right. And that's good. He's got that drive.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him good.
Man, speaking of drive, so this whole Bulls documentary just came out, The Last Dance, right? You saw it?
I did. I watched the first 2 episodes.
Man, so I got mixed feelings on it. When Jordan was popular, I wasn't a Jordan fan.
Oh, I was huge.
You was
yeah, when I was little. I mean, it was. So I'm a little bit older than you. So I watched him. I mean, say when I was 10 years old. Like, He got drafted in 84, 85.
Yeah.
So I was right around 10. And I watched him all the way through the 80s, all the way through the 90s.
Yeah.
So I was a huge Jordan fan.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. See, I wasn't, man. I can't remember who I liked. I know I liked Penny. On the Last Dance ones, I was a Penny fan then.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember who I was with before then, but I liked Jordan. I respected him. He loved his shoes, loved everything he stood for. The gold chain in the dunk contest, all that, man. I was a Jordan fan, but at the time I didn't think he was the best player on his team.
Right.
But I get it as I watched the film. You know, he was a monster, man. He was a killer. So. With all this going on, man, they are saying Jordan came out with it because he feels like LeBron James is on his heels.
LeBron James is on his heels. He's right there.
And the only argument that I hear when everything goes back and forth is championships. Yeah. Well, Jordan went 6 times, won 6 times. LeBron went 9 times, won 3 times.
Okay. So here's for all the championships. It's got to be about the championship things. LeBron went to 8 in a row in the East.
In a row.
In a row. Okay. He went with D Wade in Miami. He went with Kyrie in Cleveland.
Yep.
Okay. So the 5 major categories that you're going to run points, you're going to run assists, steals, blocks, rebounds.
Yep.
Okay. LeBron led the Heat in all 5 with D Wade.
Yeah,
and Bosh.
Yeah.
He out-rebounded Bosh.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ray Allen was on that team.
Yeah, Ray Allen.
Now, he was just a spot-up shooter, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got the Cavaliers team. Same 5. He led them all.
And then Love was there. Love was there. In Minnesota, he averaged like 18 boards. Yeah.
So he outscored and he out-rebounded everybody on both of his teams. The Bulls teams, if you go back and look at the averages, Jordan was the points leader, but Pippen had the other 4 categories. He led the team in rebounds. He led the team in assists. He led them in blocks and steals. It was Pippen, not Jordan. Jordan led in points, but the other 4 was Scottie Pippen.
Wow.
And from what I seen in the documentary the other night, the second episode particularly, when Scottie Pippen made the decision to not get the surgery right after the season, the Bulls struggled.
Yeah.
They couldn't win. They couldn't put back-to-back wins together without Pippen until he came back.
Wow.
You know, I've punched the numbers and I've looked at it countless of times. I was a huge Jordan fan growing up.
Yeah.
I've watched LeBron play. I've took my kids to watch LeBron play.
Oh, you've seen him live?
Yeah, I've seen him play. I've seen him play in Orlando. I've seen him play in Texas, and I've seen him play in Atlanta.
Wow.
So I've seen him play 3 different times on 3 different venues, and he's always put up 40 every time I've seen him play. So I've got lucky.
Yeah.
It's too tough for me to make a decision. I mean, I could argue either side. I love Jordan. I love LeBron.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. But for me, I don't want to base my decision based on the championships. Because if I went and pulled up.
Yeah, show me what you got, man.
I pulled up their playoff records. So I mean, Jordan went and he was 119-60 in the playoffs. See, he only had 39 double-doubles and 2 triple-doubles through all these games. He ended up winning 66% of his games. LeBron is 156-83 in his playoff games. But he's got 112 double-doubles and 23 triple-doubles. And he's at 65% winning percentage for his playoff games.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's when the game's on the line in the playoffs.
You got to think, though, LeBron only missed the playoffs twice. in his whole career, I believe. Last year with the Lakers, and then his first year with Cleveland.
Yeah, you're right. Last year, if he wouldn't have got hurt, they might not have missed it.
Yeah, and I think they were just like, "Hey, LeBron, pump your brakes. We're gonna get all your players."
Could have been.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wow.
So another thing that I looked at was, the top 50 NBA players of all time.
Yeah.
So how many did Jordan play against? How many did LeBron play against? Jordan played against 18, and LeBron played against 17. So real similar.
Yeah.
Of the top 10 players, Jordan played against 3 of those, and LeBron played against 3. So again, it's so similar on every statistic that you look at.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to say.
Kind of like apples and oranges. That's why I guess they keep basing on the championships, because they're saying when Jordan get there, he win it. My argument to that is, the only argument I have to that is, Jordan wouldn't have beat Golden State every time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't even think Jordan beats Houston Rockets twice in a row, because Houston was the team that won in between the three-peats. He doesn't sweep them.
Yeah, you're right. With the Olajuwon?
Yeah, because I think you lose from the first time, right? And then you get Rodman, and you maybe beat him the second time.
Right.
Or vice versa. But, I mean, I don't think you sweep that team. That team, Jordan loses to the Magic. When the Magic lose to Olajuwon, that team gets drugged by Houston.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't even beat the Magic.
LeBron never lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Never.
Jordan did.
You got swept.
So, I mean, it's like you can't just hang your hat on the number of championships. And honestly, if we go back to this year specifically, we start talking about quarantine and what all this virus has done.
Yeah.
Potentially, we've talked about knocking a chance for LeBron to win another one out.
That was it.
I mean, he could have had 4 this year.
Yeah.
And he may still get it. Who knows what they're going to do with the NBA?
I hope they open it up, man.
I do too.
I hope they do.
I mean, they were definitely headed in that direction.
Yeah. Because he's a playoff player. AD kind of prepping for it, man. Hey, man, keep your body right. Playoffs, man.
Yeah.
We practicing now, but we need you on the floor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get there. So if you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one.
If you had to.
Man, I don't know that I could.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say LeBron James is the better basketball player. Is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. Now, I'm gonna say Michael Jordan is the best person to elevate the game of basketball. He's the best brand basketball has ever seen.
Yeah.
As far as the swagger, the who cares about you? Right. I'm gonna get my buckets. I'm gonna get my championships.
Yeah, he was gonna win. No doubt. Playing with the flu.
Period.
Yeah.
You're not gonna beat me. Competitive. But if you drop LeBron James in the 90s, he wins 10 in a row. And it doesn't matter if you got first Cleveland LeBron, Miami LeBron, second Cleveland LeBron, or LA Lakers LeBron. You drop any versions of LeBron James in the 90s, 10-peat.
Could be. He's good. I mean, we talked about Randy Moss being the best football player that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
LeBron James probably is the best basketball player any of us has ever seen. Is he got the most championships? No. But neither does Jordan.
Well, you got
Jordan don't have the most championships compared to some of them other guys, so you can't just hang
Robert
it on
Horry
that.
has more championships.
Right.
A lot of people sleep on him.
So, I mean, it's as a pure basketball player, you're right. LeBron is probably the best we've ever seen and maybe will ever see for a while.
Yeah, easy.
So, but that meant when I was growing up, man, I had the Space Jam Jordans. He was my hero. I mean, that was who I wanted to be like. I would go out there.
James hero. He's LeBron James hero.
Exactly. That's the point. LeBron wanted to be like him. So, I mean, it's difficult to say that he's better than Jordan. But as far as a pure basketball player,
oh man, like I said, if you drop LeBron James in the 90s, LeBron James can guard Hakeem Olajuwon. Jordan couldn't.
LeBron can guard all 5 positions and play. He can do defense and offense on all 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan couldn't.
No. Yeah, and Jordan was a heck of a defensive player, man. It wasn't like he was a slouch on D. I mean,
but he couldn't go in the paint like LeBron can.
Nah. That debate is crazy. So everybody come on the podcast, man. I don't. You listen to much rap music, hip hop?
Yeah.
So everybody come on the podcast, man. I gotta know it, man. Top 5 rappers of all time, in your opinion.
Top 5 rappers of all time.
Yeah, so like, and this is based on just you, man. So like, if you having a rough day and you was gonna put something in the deck, man, what you would listen to? Your top 5 go-tos.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that my top 5 go-to is when we get in the gym and we're hitting something. So
okay.
So, I mean, this may be...
No, it's just yours. I want to know yours. Your
so
top
I'm
5.
going to put Eminem 1.
Eminem 1.
Just because I like how fast he goes. And I mean, he doesn't care.
Oh, man.
I like Eminem.
His delivery is dope.
And so I like some of the old school rappers, man.
Okay, who you got?
Like, I like Dr. Dre and
Okay.
Tupac.
Yeah.
So my little girl, she loves... California.
Oh, yeah, California.
Yeah, so she'll start dancing every time it comes on, man.
Yeah.
And then Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
I love
some Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
So that's the old school.
Yeah,
and then my go-to, like I said, Eminem. I like to listen to him. But now my kids, they get on this TikTok stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. What you got on that, man?
So they get these songs playing all the time, and they do their little dancing, and I hear some of this music in the background. And I've kind of got turned to where I like a few Post Malone songs.
Okay. Yeah, he got that one.
So I'm not saying I'm going to put him in my top 5, but, I do like listening to some Post Malone songs here of late.
Yeah. So he's be 5 then.
I mean, if you're going maybe honorable mention.
So hold on, we got Eminem, Dre, Pop,
Snoop.
That could go either way. Snoop.
Yeah, any of them you can mix in there. You can put Post Malone in there.
Yeah. Post Malone hard though, man.
Yeah.
He is himself.
Yeah. And he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
And that's what life
man.
is about, man. That's what life is about. So, man, if you could give some advice to some young kids, man, that because this is what I run into a lot of times, man. I can speak for myself, man. You put all your eggs in this one basket, man. I'm going to the NBA, or I'm going to the NFL, or I'm going to be the president of the United States. And it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Right?
Not everybody's LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Right. What advice, because I know you said right out of high school you came out running.
Yep.
So that means whatever goals you had,
they changed them.
You had to figure out another direction.
Right.
So talk to if you could tell some youth out there, some kids, man, or some grown men that may be suffering with it, man.
So, it's funny that you say that because, like I said, I've coached basketball team.
Yeah.
And I try to give them pregame talk, every game.
Yeah.
And the very first game of the year, I told them I wanted them to play by choice, not by chance. And I think you could do that in life too. You have to make choices. And you have to know the choices you want to make and not live your life by chance. You have to choose to live your life this way and not chance it by living it some other way.
God.
So my advice would be to live life by choice, not by chance. So choose to make the right decisions. Choose to put yourself in a position that you're going to better yourself, your family, your friends, stuff like that.
So what if I'm bitter though, man? I'm bitter, man. My coach did me wrong. He didn't play me against Heritage in the fourth quarter when I could have put up 50 in the fourth quarter, man. I'm bitter, man. He sat me down, man. Like he didn't send my tapes off, man. Like I'm miserable, man. I got to sit around for 4 or 5 years and sulk on it, man. So, man, I would tell you, I'd say, look, God has a plan for every one of us. Yeah. And just because you don't think you thought it should have been that you should be playing in the NFL because you should have got in the fourth quarter and you could have won the football game. Yeah. It may have been that you need to go over here and go to school and be a doctor or a lawyer and save somebody's life, save a whole bunch of group of people's lives. Yeah. And maybe you can do dual path that. You can still continue to play football, but it might not be at the NFL level. I play flag football. Yeah. Some of the most fun that I have. Yeah. And I'm sure you got all kind of stories. I got about stories. All kind of plays that you done great things. But they ain't never on Sports Center. No. It's still fun though. Yeah. You still rap about it with your boys. Right. Y'all still talk about it. Yeah. No doubt, man. That's cool, man. And so, like, I don't want to keep you all night, man, but I do want to hear more about, like, being a father, man. I know you said you coach your kids, too? I coach my kids, yeah. One of the most rewarding things for me from this past season that I had was our best player. He came up to me after the last game. He came over there and he gave me a hug, and he said, "I love you to death, man."
This is a kid that I didn't know 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I texted him, what's today, the 24th? 2 days ago, I texted him, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Kid means a lot to me. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. It's just the relationships that I've built with some of these kids over the years. And there's one of them in my house right now. Yeah, my daughter had a friend over. Just happens to be one of the girls that I've coached over the last few years.
Oh,
I've coached her. I've coached her brother. So, stuff like that. It's just the relationships you can build. Not always necessarily about winning and losing the basketball game as much as it is building a lifelong relationship and being a good role model for some of these kids to look up to.
Yeah, because mentors is huge, man. I was talking to my buddy about that the other day. Like, where did all the mentors go? Like, I remember, like, in my day, man, we had a guidance counselor. Mm-hmm. Now, they may not have been telling us nothing, but they were still there if we needed to come to them. But, like, when I was young, man, you maybe had one or two cats that was coaching, the team. But, like, it just seems like me personally, and everybody else could do better about mentoring these kids, man. Like, So I really appreciate what you're doing because it's dope, man, because you in these kids' life. I'll give you an example. My daughter, both of them, actually, this was their first year playing basketball.
Right.
And they know I like basketball, so when they think basketball, they think boys.
Right.
Boys sports. And, they were all down and out. I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but anyway, I'm driving them to the first practice, and they all kind of sad. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, is there going to be any girls there? And I wanted to pull over the car and say, baby, it's gonna be you gonna play. It's all you can play with is little girls. Yeah. Like, that's it. Like this is something that's gonna be fun, and you're gonna get to talk to people your age and get to learn how to win, how to lose, how to practice, how to work for something that you want. Like, this is for you. This has nothing to do with me. And and that's where I think the communication was off, because I wasn't putting myself in her mind like as a mentor, like, before a week before hey, this is what we about to do next week, blah, blah, blah. I'm just thinking, hey, basketball season, let me sign them up. Let me put them in there. No mentor, no guidance, no nothing. Just, hey, I'm going to take you to the practice. And then this is it. Yeah. Thinking in my mind, they know exactly what's going on. But them young people don't know. We're their map. You know what I'm saying? You remember back in the day, your parents used to have that atlas? Or that
Rand McNally atlas. You'd open it up, it's huge, Now we got it on our phone. You can go anywhere.
Yeah. She even talked to you, turn left.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn left.
So, yeah, man. So that's really dope, though, that you're there to do that,
So,
man.
your conversation, you said you're going to go play, you're going to make friends, you're going to play with other girls, you're going to learn how to win, you're going to learn how to lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think we focus so much on the losing part of it as much as we maybe should. Yeah. Because it's in those hard times, not only in basketball games or football games, in life, when you lose a battle or you lose a struggle, that's when your character is tested. And that's when you grow inside with your character. Can you overcome that?
No doubt.
And when you get adversity and facing you in the face, what are you going to beat it back with? Are you going to cower down to it, or are you going to beat it back with whatever you need? Is that a book to go to school? Is that a basketball to make that layup? Yeah. Got to beat that adversity back.
Yeah. And that's why I lean more towards LeBron, because he took them losses.
Yeah. He's took a lot of them, and he's still going.
And he's
not quit.
He didn't quit.
I think sometimes I think LeBron, is his ultimate goal, and this would be great if he could do it. I think he really wants to play on the same team as his son.
Yeah, and I think he does too.
I think he is holding on to everything he's got. He probably, he wants to win. He's a winner.
Yeah.
He wants to.
Yeah, he ain't gonna play just to be losing.
Yeah.
He's
going to try to win while he's playing. But I think he's trying to stay in the league until his son gets there and they can play together for a year or two.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it.
Yeah, it'd be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And that's it just is so discouraging to me. Like, I'm a big boxing fan, and my man Deontay Wilder just lost his first fight, and everybody just gave up on him. Like, oh, he's trash. We knew he was trash. Blah blah blah. I'm like, man, he's literally fought 41 fights, knocked out 40 opponents. Now he loses, and he didn't really lose. They called the fight. He was still standing there boxing.
Right.
But they're like, oh, throwing the towel. So he really technically didn't lose. They threw the towel in for him. He was still standing there ready, because he's the guy he fought, and he knocked the guy out in the 12th round the previous fight. They just let him get up. But I said all that to say, with people in our generation, for some reason, man, if you take a loss, man, it's like it.
Yeah, I know. It's so everybody takes it so hard.
It's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose.
Yeah, you're going to.
Like, man, I remember getting ready for bodybuilding shows, man. I was looking up previous bodybuilders and stuff like Mr. Olympias, and every Mr. Olympia, their story is the same. I ate chicken and rice for 2 weeks. I won my first show. I turned pro. The next show, now Mr. Olympia. That it can't be the facts.
No, it can't be. It ain't that easy. We'd all do it, right?
I know you genetically gifted,
right?
But come on, man.
I'm with you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I wish people, and that's why back to the mentoring thing, man. I love that you're there giving them motivational speeches before the games, practices, and all that, because people need to know, man, you may not win.
Yeah, you might not.
But how you gonna get better?
Right.
How are you gonna win?
How are you gonna get better? What are you gonna do when you wake up tomorrow and you walk into whatever you need to do? How are you gonna be better at it?
Yeah, how you gonna?
Every day you need to be just a little bit better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you coming through the podcast, man. It's fun, it's been great talking to you, man.
I hope you have me back.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, when football season start back up, man, we'll definitely get up and chop it up, man. But
we might go for days when it comes to football.
Yeah, we'll chop it up for real, man. We'll chop it up for real. But the one more question, man, we probably have to make it quick, man. But what do you think about like employers chipping their employees? How you feel on that, man?
Chipping their employees,
like
putting
like the chips where they can scan to get like snacks out of vending machine.
Oh, that thing.
Clock in or.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't personally think you should be doing that. I mean, that you got badges to scan in and out. I mean, you got.
I even got a phone.
ID,
you can put an app on my phone.
Yeah, and you can track phones.
Yeah.
You can track phones wherever you want to track them. Yeah. So I mean, there's enough ways. They don't need to chip people. No,
man, it's scary, man. And I back to this whole conversation about this quarantine, corona, everything, man. I think all boils back down. When all this is over, we cannot be lazy.
Yeah, no, you can't be.
We can't just allow anything to happen or do anything and say anything and all that, because if we get lazy and stagnant again, not again, but if we get lazy and stagnant, man, it ain't no telling what's gonna be the next.
Yeah, I know.
Next
you
step.
Never know. Something will come out of nowhere again.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that everybody stays focused on what they want to do.
Yeah. Stay
write
focused.
it down.
That's it. Write it down. Stay focused, man.
He that read it can run with it.
Yeah. No doubt. But yeah, tell them where they can find you at.
So, like I'm on Facebook, Tommy Moss. Got a lot of friends on there already. Just live here in Maryville. You want to find me at the gym when it opens back up, 5 a.m.
Yeah, we're going to be there, man. We're going to be killing that,
That's
man.
Right.
I can't wait to bounce some weights around, man. They even got the rubber plates now at the gym.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm hoping they got that room done.
They do. Yeah.
It's
You ain't seen the pictures?
No.
I'll have to show you when we get off there, man.
I didn't know it was finished.
Oh, man, it's finished, man. It look
awesome,
good, man. Yeah, it's about to be crazy. It's about to make them gains. But, yeah, as always, man, this is the #iAMWHOiAM podcast. It's episode 36, man. I hope y'all really got something from this. Because at the end of the day, it's your choice. What you do with your time, what you do with your life, what you do. It's on you. It has nothing to do with me, Tommy, nobody else. It's on you. So whatever you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I mean, it's your choice. It's choices. We're not in a dictatorship here, not yet. So you better be careful to keep it that way. But yeah. So hope y'all got something from this. I know I did. And as always, be sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below. Let me know what you thought about it. Feel free to go crazy in the comments, but leave a thumbs up, leave a 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere, Facebook. Leave me the thumbs up, 5 stars. Let me know what you really think in the description, and we will work and do our best to address it. But as always, I'll be back. Yeah.